Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Amy Lei, a stock trainer at Homely Chart, which is a stock training school. And this is the sixth video of my YouTube channel, Amy's Stock Analysis Daily, right? And the topic for today is how to catch next creative. We know that recently Apple has agreed to participate in the 6.18 shopping festival launched by JD.com, right? And Apple has agreed to offer a price discount. So this is rare occurrence, right? And because of this discount offered by Apple, the performance of Apple, the sales must have been very crazy recently, right? And then we have seen the price for Apple, the stock price for Apple has been very bullish all the time. And in the previous videos, I also shared with you how should we deal with the current situation of Apple when it already hit a new high, right? And if you're interested, can also go back and check my previous video with the topic shall we chase after Apple? Okay, and then because maybe it is because of the effect of Apple, and a lot of electronic products companies have been very bullish. The share price has been very bullish recently, and creative is among one of them, right? And if we check the chart for creative, so this is this is June the 5th, right? So June the 5th, and then we see a big upward gap, and after that the price still continue going up, close at a very high position. And if we calculate by one single day, the price change is 42%. That's a very big jump. And then the following day, yesterday, so that's another big jump, 11.9%. So then we are all wondering, how can we catch this big rise before it in advance, right? So we want to do that. So the topic today is how can we catch next creative, because in future there might be another share which can give us a sudden big upward jump, and then a very big rally, 50-60% in just 1 or 2 days, a few days. So we all want to catch such kind of shares in future, right? So then let's focus on the chart of creatives and see what instructive information can we get, so that in future we can catch another chart pattern similar to creative, right? And then the method I'm going to share with you firstly involves with volume. We all know that volume is a very common indicator, and many people think that it's too ordinary and they don't care too much about this. They don't think very high of volume. But I tell you, volume is the first-hand data. It's the original data, and it can provide us a lot of valuable information. Only that you don't know how to read it. You don't know how to read. So today I'm going to share with you a method in terms of how to read a volume and what information we can get from volume. Okay, then let's focus on here first. Can you see this volume bar? It's April 7th, we see the price is relatively long bullish bar, right? And then accompanied by a very big volume enlargement. So the previous day, the volume is just 0.03 million, and then the following day, 7th April, it suddenly jumped to 0.2 million. So that's already 7 times. So the volume enlarged roughly by 7 times, right? So such a big volume enlargement gave us a very high volume, right? So we call this volume high volume. So compared with the previous performance, then we see that apart from this bearish bar accompanied by a very high volume, the rest, the volume remains roughly at a relatively low position, right? Roughly low. And then see this volume bar, it is much more bigger than the average volume, right? So we call this kind of volume high volume. So then after we spotted a very high volume, what we can do is we follow the price, we follow the performance of volume, and then after that we even see another bigger volume. So before that, we feel that this volume is high enough, right? It's high enough. So it's higher than most of the other volume bars. But then 2 days later, we got an even higher volume, and this volume bar is 1, 2, 3. It's even 3 times the volume of this volume bar, which we have thought already a very high volume. When you see this volume bar, you need to pay very close attention. You need to pay very, very close attention, because after that, if the price remain roughly at the close price of this corresponding candle here, it just maybe sideways there, some small consolidation there, then the price never drop further. And if the price just remain roughly around the closing price of this candlestick, accompanied by a very, very high volume. So we think this volume is high enough, but this one is even higher. So when you see this, previously this volume bar is considered as very high, but after this high volume, this volume is nothing, because this volume is already 3 times, almost 3 times of this high volume, right? So this is the real high volume. Okay, after you see this real high volume, after that, then we see the price, it keeps sideways, right? It keeps sideways there. It keeps sideways there. And then when you see volume enlargement again, let's say this volume bar is already twice the volume bar of twice that of the previous volume bar, right? So volume enlargement by at least 1 times means it might be the beginning of a rally. So usually that rally might be a very big one. So you focus on this candle. If in near future, the price already above the high price of this candle, means you can buy. So the following day, drop below. So means it's not the right time. Then what we're waiting for is another volume enlargement, at least by 2 times. Okay, twice. If we see a volume bar twice the length of the previous volume bar, and it's a bullish candle, and the corresponding candle is a bullish candle, then that's our buy point. Okay, so we see this volume bar already twice than the previous one, but the previous one is a very small one, and also we need to wait to see whether or not in future the price can stand above the high price of this candle, right? Okay, then we continue checking. Wow, this volume bar is a very good one, because the previous day the volume is the candle is a bearish candle, and then this is a bullish candle, and the volume is more than twice of the previous volume bar. So this actually is the definite entry signal. So you can enter now. But then if we look back at the feature of this pattern, is you see, although the price it keeps sideways there, it never go up, but the price just remain roughly around the closing price of this long bullish candle, accompanied by the very high volume we have mentioned just now, right? So this volume is the key volume bar, okay? And then the price never drop below this platform, and this platform is very close to the closing price of this long bullish candle. And sometimes the correction, the sideway afterwards might be as deeper as to touch the half level of the bullish candle. But if that's the case, also okay. But if the correction or the sideway that don't even touch the half level of the bullish candle here, means it's very, very strong. If the correction or the sideway it touch the half level or even drop below the half level, means maybe still some opportunity, but may not be that great opportunity. Okay, but you see, for creative, why the pattern is so beautiful, because the sideway after the candle accompanied by the very high volume, the price remains stable there, never drop below the platform, which is very close to the closing price of this key candle. We say this is the key candle, right? So here, the signal, the definite signal to buy is to find the volume enlargement by twice. So you see this candlestick accompanied by a volume bar twice the length of the previous volume bar. So this is our entry point. So after we buy, that's 1st June, right? After 1st June we buy, the following day, wow, we managed to buy at the start of this big rally. You see? So this is how we can catch the opportunity. So this pattern, actually you can find some others in the stock market, and this is a very good pattern that can help you catch bullish shares in future. So let me conclude. The features are, firstly, we need a very, very high volume bar, and of course the precondition is previously the price in downtrend all the time, right? It keeps dropping all the time, and then after that we get a very, very high volume bar. So how do you make sure that it's a very high volume bar? Firstly, maybe you need a volume bar maybe which you already think very high, so it's evidently higher than the average volume bar length. But then you get another volume bar which is even higher, three times the length of the previous volume bar that you think is already high enough, much more higher than the average volume bar length, right? And so this is the key volume bar. after the key volume bar appear, if you see that the price after that maybe sideways there for a while, but the price never drop below let's say the half level of this key candle, accompanied by the very high volume, right? So if that's the case, then you only need to wait for volume enlargement by 100 times, means twice the length of the previous volume bar. That's your entry point. So this time the volume bar is also twice the length of the previous volume bar, only that after that the price failed to stand above the high price of this candle. So this time no need to buy. And then this is the time. See, this is the time when we have, this is okay. So this we can also say this volume bar is twice the length of the previous one, but only that the following day the price also didn't stand above the high price of this candle. So we wait until this candlestick, and the following day the price successfully stand above the high price of this previous candle, accompanied by this volume bar, which is twice the volume of the previous volume bar. Okay, so this is our right entry point. Okay, so that's how we can catch the recent big rally for creative. Okay, so in conclusion, firstly, high volume that holds up means great opportunity in future. And also here we also can combine with 10 black hole, right? Because 10 black hole can help us find a turning point in terms of time. And if we continue to bring out 10 black hole, TBH, right? So 10 black hole, we will see an interesting phenomenon. After the very significant volume enlargement, high volume enlargement, we see during the price consolidate, we have a time black hole. This circle means an indicator called time black hole. Time black hole can indicate the turning point in terms of time. And when it comes to turning point, it has three meanings. First meaning is turn from downward to upward, or to upward to downward, means the direction will be changed. The second meaning is acceleration in the middle of the rise, and the third meaning is acceleration in the middle of the drop. Okay, so these are the three meanings of turning in terms of time. Okay, and then we see that after the time black hole appear at this moment, once the price stand above the top of the time black hole, usually means acceleration, because we're already in uptrend, right? We're already in uptrend, and the price never drop below the bottom of the time black hole. You see the interesting thing? The bottom of the time black hole. So this also means time black hole also can help us know that maybe in future there will be a potential acceleration. So you buy our buy point. Remember our buy point is this candle, right? So we buy at this candle, so we can catch this this big jump. And also you see at the very bottom, we also have the time black hole. This time black hole, it means direction turning, previously down all the time, and then once the price above the top of the time black hole, you see, that means turning, right? So the price turned from previously downward to upward, and then this time black hole means turning down. direction change from previously up or sideways, then down. Then so once the price drop below, means would continue going down, right? And then so this is how we can check the volume with the combination of time black hole to catch the recent big rally for creative, right? But actually, if we want to chase after the news, that's time consuming and energy consuming. If you have to check the news to realize that electronic products recently have been quite popular, the sales have been very good, then you try to find some companies who are producing or selling electronic products, then it will take you a lot of time to do. So actually we can change a method. Why not we filter based on the candlestick chart to find a good chart, to find a beautiful pattern. For example, the pattern I have shared with you today. Let's say we can filter based on such condition as volume enlargement by at least 3 times. Volume enlargement by at least 3 times. Okay, then we might be able to get some results, right? So what shares the volume enlargement is more than 3 times, then you monitor these kind of shares. If you once spotted the pattern, which is the price a consolidate around the closing price of this key candle, which is accompanied by this very high volume, enlarged by 3 times, then you might be able to catch this pattern for the bullish share. Then you continue to conform with the time black hole to see whether or not there is acceleration in the making, right? Okay, so that's how we can catch the next creative, and I can show you how to do the filter, right? So we go to the comprehensive technical filter. What we can do is we go to the energy, then we need a volume, intraday volume more than yesterday's volume, let's say 200%. Today's volume more than yesterday's volume 200% means the volume tripled. So the volume today is 3 times the volume of yesterday. So volume tripled. And then if we go back to check for creative, we see the key volume bar and the key candle appears on 9th April, right? So 9th April. So if we change the date to April 9th, right? We change the date to April 9th, then we filter based on the condition. The intraday volume is 3 times the volume of yesterday. So the condition set, we simply need to click filter. We click filter, then we will get some results, right? So currently I'm running the filter for SGX. It will be done in just 1 or 2 minutes, right? So it's quite powerful. If you really want to make profit in the stock market, you really need a tool to help you, assist you, do all the analysis, right? And so, wow, we get a lot of shares, right? So no worry, we can narrow down the list with just a very simple method. Okay, I only need to save the list first. I save the list. After I save the list, I go to the sector browse. Then I extract this list I have just saved. So you see it's the same list, 107 individual shares. And then what I'm going to do is I will rank based on amount. I will rank based on amount from the top amount to the smallest amount. Okay, so then we see that the amount that's higher than 1 million. So the unit for amount here is million, right? And then we see only the first 9 shares with amount higher than 1 million. Among the 107 shares we got, only 9 shares we need to check, because this is the feature of Singapore market. A lot of penny stocks that we don't have to check at all, right? So with this method, after doing the ranking, we can quickly exclude those inactive penny stocks. Okay, and also the method, we say if you set condition as today's volume 3 times the volume of yesterday. If yesterday's volume is a very, very small amount, then even if today's volume tripled, it's not a big deal, right? So it's necessary to do the ranking here, because we need to make sure that the volume is not that low. Okay, we need to make sure that a great amount of money flow in another word. Okay, so you see, after we do the ranking, we only have 9 candidates, and you see creative is just the second. Means what? If you have done the filter back on April the 9th, by setting the condition, the volume is 3 times the volume of yesterday, then you can filter out this creative on 9th April. Then you only need to monitor, put it in your watch list, then monitor, and then recently you can buy based on the volume, right? Okay, so then we also can check the other 8 shares we got, right? So all these 9 shares, the volume is 3 times that of yesterday on April 9th, and we can check them one by one, from the smaller one to the bigger one. Okay, so the first one, okay, so you see, if you check this one, 9th April, right? So where is 9th April? 9th April is here. Okay, so this is 9th April. We can go back maybe. And okay, so this is 9th April. Okay, 9th April. We see volume enlarged by 3 times, but the previous volume is not a very big one, and also obviously this volume bar is not as high as this one. We can actually regard this one as a very high volume. And then you see, interesting thing is, if you regard this as the very high volume, because it's obviously higher than the previous high volume, and the previous high volume is evidently higher than the average volume amounts, and then this one is even twice the length of this already very high volume. So if I go back, so you see, if back at this date you check, the volume is very high, right? It's higher than the average level, right? Twice or 3 times the volume of the average volume. Then wow, suddenly we got this even longer volume bar, which is twice the length of the previous already very high volume. So this can be regarded as a very high volume. After the very high volume, we check the price. The closing price is roughly around the half level. This means that the rally after that may not be that strong, but as long as the price remain above the bottom of this key candle here, we still have opportunity. Then see the price above the closing price, but the high price is here. Usually, if you really want to rally, usually you need to wait until the price can take out the high price of this key candle. Then, interesting thing, we get another time black hole, right? Time black hole means time turning, and then we see the price firstly drop below, and then this candle price already above the top of the time black hole and close at the previous high level, right? Very close to the previous high level, the high price of the previous key candle here. This is our key candle, right? And then we see the volume in already doubled. So here you can try to buy tentatively already. Then you see after that we have a rally, and you see although why this rally is not as strong as that of creative, because after the key candle the correction drop roughly to the half level, but for creative the price just remain around the closing price, so means it's very strong, right? And then still for creative, if you follow the model, you also can catch the opportunity. Our buy point, remember, is this candle, right? Our buy point is this candle. After you buy, you still can make profit. It's not as big as that of creative, but still it's a good one, right? You spend longer time to get a profit, but it's still okay. And then we check the the eighth. This is a nice share in the list, right? We check the eighth one. Eighth one, is the high volume, very high volume. This one, right? So this is the very high volume, because you see why this is the very high volume, because you see before that we think that this volume bar is already high enough, because it's obviously higher than the average volume bar length. So it's already regarded as very high volume. But then after the appearance of this volume bar, the previous high volume seems like nothing. So this is regarded as a very high volume. After that, the price immediately above the high price. And then before that, we already got a time black hole telling us that potential acceleration, speed up. Okay, so then we get this. We also can catch this big rally, right? And then we get another time black hole if the price remain above the bottom of the time black hole, means still it will be acceleration. Once the price break up the top of the time black hole, it would accelerate. But if the price drop below the bottom, you also need to be careful. It might mean turning down. Okay, so that's for this share. And then for the previous one, for this one, it doesn't satisfy the pattern. We don't have the very high volume, so this one doesn't count. And then this one, we can regard this volume bar as the very high volume, right? Because it's not that high, because you see this volume bar is roughly the same magnitude of this one, the previous one. So maybe we can wait for a even bigger volume bar, which is maybe 3 times or twice the length of this volume bar. That can be regarded as a extremely high volume bar, a very high volume bar. Okay, so this one also doesn't satisfy the condition. This one doesn't satisfy the condition, because you see this volume bar is very high, but it's roughly the same level as the previous high volume bars there. So it's the same magnitude. We need an even greater magnitude to regard it as a very high volume. Okay. And how about this one? this one also doesn't satisfy because this is the high volume bar. This is the high. Oh yeah, this one can be regarded as a very high volume because previously you see this volume bar very high, right? It's obviously higher than the average volume bar, and then after appearance of this high volume bar, it's a bigger magnitude. It's a higher magnitude than the previous high volume bar. So this is regarded as a very high volume, but we need a bullish candle rather than a bearish candle. So we wait. So you see. So this magnitude already can be regarded as a very high volume because this and this same magnitude, right? Magnitude higher than the previous high volume bar. So this can be regarded as a very high volume. And then if you see previous template hole, if the price rise above the top means acceleration. Wow. See? Acceleration, right? And then after that the price is sideways, but still it remain above the high price of the template hole, means that still have opportunity. And also we see after we got the key candle here, the price also remain above the high price of this key candle. This is our key candle, right? Because yeah, this is our key candle. And then you see after that the correction remain above the high price of this key candle. It doesn't even drop below the closing price of this key candle, means it's quite strong. And then after that, if you see some volume enlargement by twice, let's say this candle, that's another time you can buy again. If you have bought around this position, then you can add a position here because volume enlarged by twice. Wow, recently you still can get a profit. Okay, and then this one doesn't count. Yeah, this is the creative. This is the most beautiful pattern, right? Because we see this volume enlargement, the magnitude is even 3 times, let's say, already. You see, previously, this volume is regarded as a very, very high volume already. And then you see this volume bar is once, twice, 3, almost 4 times. So you see how crazy it is. So creative. So key candle, time black hole, and also we are waiting for the volume enlargement here. Okay, buy. This is I'm trying to help you review how we can catch it, right? And then catch the big rally. Okay, so that's all about today's sharing, and I shared with you a very bullish pattern by checking the very high volume. After the very high volume, if the price keep consolidating around the closing price of this key candle accompanied by the very high volume, and I also shared with you how to judge whether or not it can be regarded as the very high volume, right? And then our entry point should be after during the consolidation, the volume, if you see a enlarged doubled, if you see the volume doubled with a bullish candle, and then the price after that candle closing price is higher than that candle, you can buy. And also I shared with you can combine with the time black hole to catch the turning point to predict whether or not there will be a acceleration of the rally, because time black hole apart from indicating the direction change from downward to upward or from upward to downward, it also can help us indicate whether or not there will be a acceleration. So we want the acceleration in the uptrend. So once the price break up the top of the time black hole, then means acceleration. I mean in the uptrend. Okay, so that's all about today's sharing. I hope you have learned the method and can catch the next creative all by yourself. Okay, and you still have some doubts about this method, welcome to contact me, and you can WhatsApp me 6592312307, and also you can email me. Also, if you like this video, welcome to subscribe and welcome to share this video with your friends. Okay, the next video comes 3 p.m. tomorrow. So see you then. Bye bye.